Nimesh, go for it. 23, eventful year to say the
It was
least.
an amazing year for me and my family. I'll start with good things that, in fact, couple of God gives you good things in life few times, and 2023 was the year for our family that financially it rewarded us big time, which was out of anybody's imagination, at least my imagination, I would say.
Lottery?
Well, I would not say.
याद है एक एक दो दो डॉलर का स्कैम
A lot of investments turned out positive in multiples. The company where I work for, I acquired a new company on behalf of them, which turned out to be a very profitable venture. So a lot of good things happened. But now I'm going to come to a real thing, which is very important, and I'm sharing this because all of you are my family, and I think everybody should know this. So I was coming back from India, and I met this Jyotishi, and I ended up giving him my birth date and all that because I was very curious what happened to in my life and what's going to happen next. So what he told me is that Nimesh, after looking at my horoscope, that Nimesh, you are sitting in front of me today. You should consider yourself as the luckiest person on the earth. This horoscope says that you would have died between August 14 and August 30. These are his words.
Oh.
Now coming back to why he said that, September 1st, all of you know that I had a cardiac arrest, and that cardiac arrest was of a widowmaker artery. What does that mean is that only there is a 10% survival rate of that kind of a cardiac arrest. And I was among those 10% people in this world who survived, and just because of three guys, Raghu, Bala, and Shriga. I think I did something really, really good in my life, which helped me have these three guys in front of me on that day. I had to have a heart attack, but God had set up every single thing in front of me that if I did not have a CPR, there was no way I could have survived. But even if I would have survived, yesterday I heard from one doctor, I forgot his name.
Unsure.
No, he said his sister 2 weeks ago had a LAD cardiac arrest, and her entire right side is gone. And she's in India. So you can very well imagine that anybody who survives out of the LAD attack, what happens to those people. So I think I'm probably the luckiest person on the earth to be sitting here in front of you, and my entire perspective for life has changed. One more thing I want to share with everyone here is that we take doctors for granted, especially Raghu or any other doctor for here. And I'm sorry, I'm not referring to anyone personally. Me, you just pick up a call, phone, and ask him that, hey, I have this problem. Hey, I have that problem. But when you run into a situation like this, you realize these people are God. They are true God, man. There is nothing better. This kind of a relationship and family, there is nothing beyond that. I'm not asking God to give me anything but such good friends like this. Now coming back to what happened to me and what I discussed with especially few people in RTGS, and I don't want to name them. Maybe they may not like me to give their names, but what I realized is that, and my sincere advice to everyone is that, number one, somebody told me, hey, I'm taking this supplement which is helping me reduce my cholesterol. And somebody says, hey, I don't take this blood pressure medication just because if I get onto that blood pressure medication, then I will never stop. It will never stop in my life. Look at me. I consider myself as the person with a very healthy habits. Yes. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I have a very fixed amount kind of eating habit and all that stuff. And still this happened to me. So don't ever think if the doctor says take the medication, take the medication. Doesn't matter whether you're 30 years old, 40 years old, or 50 years old. Don't take decision by yourself. Number two, you may or may not know that plaque, once it's built, cannot go away. But it is under your control to stop it from increasing, or at least reduce its progression. So take it seriously so that you don't fall into this situation, because you may not be as lucky as me. Now, that said, the last thing, most important thing I want to say is that Nehal and I both have, after this episode, have decided that we want to give back to the community. Nehal has very sincerely started working very hard on lifting a lot of people in Gujarat. The artists, basically, that's her liking, and we have decided even if we have to spend our own money, we'll spend, but we'll help them grow and make them financially stable. And I'm also going to support her in every which way I can, and that's going to be my 2024 goal.